Hello and welcome to Cahoe's Junkyard. In today's video, we're going to be installing this engine I got off Marketplace into the square body. So what had happened was, I really didn't want to do a cam swap because that would be $500 for the cam, lube, bearings, whatever, puller, and then I'd have to do it and hope that, the break-in process works and that I don't flatten the lobe. So I sold the 396. I didn't think they were worth as much as they are now. If you are thinking about a big block, you better get one now, because I'm telling you, they aren't going to be around for much longer, and if they are, you're going to pay. I didn't think that engine would be worth anything, since I had it torn apart and it wasn't, really a runner. We had it running, but it wasn't something I'd maybe trust. It could have been the timing. I didn't mess with it, but still, I thought it'd be worth a couple $100. And I sold that for $750 the next day I listed it on Marketplace. I didn't think it'd sell that quick, but they're just getting rare. A couple years ago, you used to get on Marketplace and there'd be tons of them pulled out of an RV, $500. Low mileage, big block with a cam in it, whatever. Now you just can't. So I guess that kind of works in my favor because I got some good money out of it, but I couldn't believe it. But what really inspired me to sell it, besides the cam swap, was I found this. I started looking for 454s because these are probably the most abundant big block. You can see 7.4, it's a 454, but this one was ran on propane in a gas company's truck. And if you don't know anything about propane, it's a clean burning fuel, so they really don't wear too often. That red truck back there, the International, that was ran on propane up until a couple years ago, and that's a 64. And we've done an oil change to it once in the 30 years of ownership, whatever it's been. So it's really good to run in these. So, but obviously I'm going to be converting it to gas because I don't have propane just laying around. But it looks to be a pretty solid engine. He said it ran when pulled about 2 years ago and never had any problems. The truck had a frame problem and he wanted it for the transmission. And I paid $800 for this thing, complete, besides the carburetor, but that was propane anyway, so I wouldn't need it. If you remember, I sold that 396 for $750, so an added $50. That gets me a 454. That's good. Rolled it over, had good compression, checked the oil, it's pretty clean. You can just see there's no sludge on this. Even from the photos on Marketplace, I could see there's not much sludge on this engine. On the old one, I couldn't even see the casting numbers, but you look around this, maybe, yeah, this valve cover's leaking a little bit. It's a little grimy over here, but that's as worse as it gets with this thing. So what we're going to do is attempt to do what we tried with the 396, just get it in the barn, regasket it, refreshen it, paint it, throw it in the truck, because that's just kind of been sitting on the back burner, but yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so now we have the engine inside and on the stand. First of all, I'm going to see if there's any antifreeze left in here. I have a drain pan that you can't see. I'm going to dump it off, start taking off all these hoses. So let's do that. Oh yeah, still more of a mess than I really wanted. I missed pretty bad, so that's good. And it's all over my shoes and everything. Awesome. Now let's get these hoses off. There. 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 yeah, good one. So I'm probably not going to be able to reuse this power steering pump. I'll just get one on Amazon or whatever, some Cardone, whatever one, because this has the stupid thing, the stupid reservoir placement, and I don't know if my hoses and lines are gonna match up, so I'll just get a cheap one, you know, a 3-man or whatever. There it goes. Awesome. Power steering, pump, hoses, whatever. Bullshit. Good thing about an oily motor, all comes right off. Yep, it's stuck right here. And there it is. Water pump. Now let's get one of these valve covers off, see how they're looking. It's clean as a whistle in here. Wow, that's beautiful. Get you any closer to see. That is super clean, wow. So as you can see, that's very nice. Wow. That's beautiful. It's such a shame I'm having to put this on gas, but I mean, I'm still gonna be regular with the oil changes, and I don't plan on this thing living on fucking limiter its whole life like the previous engine. So I mean, it's just gonna idle around and do its own thing. I'm not gonna, you know, submerge it under mud. So I mean, yeah, I'll take it through a couple ditches maybe. When it snows, I'll take it through some of our back roads, yeah. That's all I'm aiming to do here. I'm not going to make a dedicated mud truck out of it, but yeah, that is incredible. Let's take a look inside these cylinders. I have pretty high hopes. Bring this up to your level. Not much of a ridge. Very clean piston. Pretty dang clean. What about the next one? Wow. Okay. And do you see that? It's hard to see on camera, but yeah. It's still got the cross hatching in it. This is a good engine, man, I'm telling you. As I suspected, same on the other side. Just a very clean engine. Okay, let's get this intake off real quick and then go inside because my phone's about to die. There we go. Distributors. Somebody's already been in here. There's RTV along here, so thought I'd redo it for them. and that needs a deep oil. Great. So I have to get these two some other way. Yep. Alright. Should be ready. I got my wrench caught here, but we'll just give it some persuasion. Somebody was an RTV wizard to this thing. I'll come back when it's off. How about that? Okay, I got her loose. I didn't get my wrench back. I actually fucked it up a good bit. But as long as I get this up and out, I should be able to wrestle it out. We'll see. Oh, that's heavy as fuck. Alright. Yep, that's super clean. Get you in here. Super clean. Nice. Now I just have to wrestle my wrench out of the motherfucker. Alright, well that's where I think I'm going to end it today. I got all my belt system off, valve covers, intake, whatever. It's looking like a super clean, very nice engine. You can even see the cam. Compared to the last one, you know, this isn't fucking brown. This one still resembles a cam, so very nice. So we're still going here with the 454. Got the pulley off. I'm just going to get it to where I can get to the timing chain, replace that while it's out. I have a brand new double roller over here. But I want to mention something. When it was in the truck and I showed the oil, it was low. And if you caught that, I just want to reassure you, it's not low. It's just because it was sitting in the truck. It never focuses on this. You can see far and above the full line. Is it going to ever focus? Far and above the full line. So, just drain the oil. You can see, very clear, not dark at all. Little water mixed in with it. It's a little hazy, but it was in storage for 2 years, so I guess I'll give it that. But it looks pretty damn good overall. So I just got the damper off. That was a fight. I thought I wasn't going to be able to get it, but what I had to do, instead of using the, like one of these dies, because those don't work with this anymore. I must have messed it up. What I had to do was put this through the bolt, or the bolt hole, since, I mean, this really isn't like bolting to anything, so you're not messing the threads up. These washers put all the pressure on the outside of the snout, and it got it. Just had to kind of tap it with the hammer and, you know, air ratchet it at the same time, but I got it. So let's see this timing chain. And also, I didn't think I'd get this far with the balancer, so I didn't even bring a tripod or anything. So I'm just going to zip these bolts out. You know, there's all these 7/16 around here and a half on either side for the oil pan, and it pops right off. So I'm just going to do that and get back with you. All right, zipped all the bolts out of her. See what it looks like. There we go. The gasket. All right, there's a timing chain. I can already tell there's a lot of slack on this one. Oh, wow. Yeah, good thing I did this. I mean, it's probably would have ran, but just look at how clean this is. This looks replaced, besides like that, because it's been sitting. But, man, clean as a whistle. But, yeah, I'll replace that. That's not good. I tried to put the double roller I had on it, and the holes for the cam bolts did not line up, so I'm going to have to add that to the list. That shouldn't be an issue, but then I have to get timing cover gasket and the oil pan gasket. That should be it. But another point of interest I saw, when I got this engine, I saw it had like this type of clear silicone shit next to the heads, like somebody had done a head gasket, and I was wondering about that, and then look over here, and so either they did a head gasket on it, or that's where it's been leaking, so I think I'm just gonna order a gasket kit for it. I'm not gonna go replacing the head gaskets until I run it and figure that out. I know that's probably a stupid decision, but I just want to get this thing in the truck. I really don't care as of now. Kind of just waiting for parts now. I did a little painting. I got the double roller time and chain for it, of course. In these boxes back here, you can see the intake gaskets. There's an exhaust gasket, oil pan gasket, some more paint, and then a timing cover gasket. The rest of the stuff that's coming is like wire wheels, wire brushes, an installation tool for the damper, a fuel pump, and the the push rod that goes in through there. Then we can put this thing together, but that should be coming today. Of course, I can't touch it till tomorrow because work. I've also been a little preoccupied with this. I had to take this off. This is off of a 95 S10 that a friend of mine got, and I was helping him tear it down. You kind of see it back there. Yeah, bad head gasket. Worst head gasket I've ever seen. So, been preoccupied, and it's cold. So, I mean, production's gonna slow down a little bit. But we'll get there. We have all winter. So here's the S10. I figured I'll show you while we wait. Cute little truck. What? So yeah, this thing had a blown head gasket, I guess. You can clearly see, because all of these other pistons are dirty. That one is clean. Cylinder's a little messed up, but let me show you the gasket. So I was told this thing started burning oil, I guess, which I don't know, because they put like stop leak in it or something. Or no, they put thicker oil in it. That's what it was, and they said it started blowing, but yeah, it was definitely bad. And even on the underside of the head, you can see the valves, or like I guess the whole underside or whatever of the head is clean. So yeah, it was burning for a long time, but the oil might just be valve seals or something. He said it had no blow-by, just put thicker oil in it because it started getting low on pressure, and then that happened. But it still ran and drove when I got it, so just have this done in the next couple days. Alright, so I put the timing cover back on it. Don't look too hard, so you can see still some painted bolts, but oh well, it looks fine for the most part. I got the oil pan off. It is a 2-bolt, but man, just look at it. Look at how clean this thing is. Wow. So I'm gonna clean all this old gasket off, clean this pan up, paint it, shove her back on there, move to the intake and valve covers, do the same thing, just clean them up with the wire wheel, put them back on, and it'll be ready. Welcome to my paint booth. So I'm just trying to do shit off camera because this is taking so long. So got the pulley, balancer, and intake all painted. Now I just need to clean up the ports on the heads, put the intake on, finish up the valve covers, do all my pulley assembly, and then it's ready to go in the truck. See, I'm just gonna use a putty knife, wire brush to get all this shit off, and then vacuum it, get all that excess shit out of there, and then put it on. So you'll see this when it is done. Oh, hey there. So if you look behind me, you will see a fully rebuilt 454. Rebuilt. It is complete. After 2 months, It's finally done. I just finished up with the power steering pump. What I had to do is, since the oil was looking a little milky, I figured, well, I'd rather replace the head gaskets now than have to, squat in the engine bay and lift these 80-pound cast iron chunks. So I went ahead and did that. New bolts, whatever. I did the valve seals, redid the lash. So it's ready. It's ready. I mean, just look at it. I had some trouble with the oil pan bolts because the new gasket was too thick. So I just had to run to the hardware store, get some longer bolts. But I mean, it's done. It's been 2 months. 2 months. I mean, it got real cold. So, I mean, I was really not interested in being out here all morning, every morning. And I also got the S10 done that's over there. As you can see, before, it was just empty. And I buttoned everything up, just waiting to start it. And I know, I'm sorry. I told you at the beginning of the video that we'd be installing it. And I do this every video. I put super high expectations and goals onto myself, and I don't do them because it just takes so long. So I think I'm going to cut it for this video, but in the next one, we're going to be cleaning the engine bay on this thing, dolling it up, and installing the engine, and hopefully getting it running. But I just need to put out something for now to feel like I've done something. So I'll let you get one last look at the engine, and then I'm going to end it. Still got to put a fuel pump on it and the push rod. And I went with a black because it was black originally. And I think that kind of gives it more like a serious industrial look almost. Have to put oil in it, filter, make a new line for the oil pressure line. And then got to get the bypass hose for the water pump. Carburetor, whatever. I have to put the starter back on it, 2 bolts, whatever. But that's all little stuff. The biggest thing is just getting it complete, and it's there. And that took way too long, entirely way too long, but it's done, and I'm happy. So that's going to be it for today's video. This last couple months video. So if you enjoy, stick around. For long, we should have this thing in. The weather's looking like it's going to be decent enough, and all of the other side projects are pretty well done until the weather gets better. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.